What's up, guys? Welcome to my home gym, at least 1.0. This is our first iteration of the in-home gym. I'm gonna show you what I bought, why I bought it. We'll go over kind of the makeup of the gym, why we decided on the design. This is not a finished product, but this is really like GE, good enough. It's very close to what we're gonna end up with. It just depends how much content I shoot in here and really how often I train in here, what else I'm gonna buy for it. But today I wanted to walk you through what I bought, why I bought it, and the logic behind it. And I will say, if you want an in-home gym, this is definitely, it's more than good enough. It's an excellent start and maybe even an excellent finish. You could really accomplish pretty much anything. There might be one or two more things I'd have to buy if I had to do my everyday training here each and every single day. But let's go through it. So we put in the wood here just because we thought it looked gorgeous. We got the black walls. I really like the setup of it. Eventually, when we do 2.0 video of the gym, I'm gonna have mirrors on both of these and I'm gonna have light bulbs around the mirror because I don't know if you've ever used a makeup mirror before. I'm gonna sound super vain here, but let's be real, I'm on social media, I've got a following. I like the lighting to come at you. It looks really, really aesthetic. I'll get some like really ripped selfies that I can put on Instagram where the majority of my following is. But that's really it for design. There's some natural light up there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a couple of windows up there. We'll put some blackout shades on there because that can be really disruptive when you're trying to shoot content. And then we'll put the lighting there. In terms of the flooring, what I would tell you guys is I actually got gifted this flooring from a client who owned, he bought WeWorks and he ended up changing them and selling the real estate. He called me up and said, Jake, I have a WeWorks location in Greenwich with a ton of flooring. Do you want this for free? So I drove over with my truck. I drove with my Range Rover 3 times and picked up all the flooring for free, which is incredible because this would cost me a fortune. If you're doing this yourself, use horse stall mats. They're very, very affordable. I would not recommend buying this grade of flooring. This is commercial grade flooring. You could basically pick up an 80-pound dumbbell and drop it from the ground, and it's not gonna make a dent on these things. And it's definitely not gonna break the concrete underneath it. But you don't need this. This is way past GE, and I only have it because I got gifted it. Things I actually bought in this gym, I'll distinguish. If somebody gave me something, or if I bought it, or if I wouldn't spend the money myself, I'll tell you as we go through. This is a Reps Athena, and I'm literally looking at my quote for it. I spent $4,144 on the actual rack itself. And this company is known as Reps Fitness, and they're kind of taking over right now the home gym market. I mean, they're crushing. They're bringing out really affordable gym equipment that is really, how can I say this? I hate this word in fitness, functional, but it is because I can do everything basically I want to do outside of like a leg press, leg extension, leg curl, things like this with this machine. And by the way, they even have attachments these days for a lot of the things I just talked about. There's a belt squat attachment if I wanted to for this. This is a dual cable pulley, so I can slide this wherever I want. This is attached to 2 weight stacks, 1 weight stack over here, 1 weight stack over here. And this is basically gonna allow me to do a ton of back exercises off this. I can do rotational work off this. I can do lateral raises off this. My thinking is power rack with this pull-up bar, with the dual cable, and I have a dip attachment, all that. We'll get into it all. But I can do everything basically here. And the most important thing to me, honestly, is 1, my girlfriend can use this gym because she's at home. She works from home like 3 days of the week. 2, can I shoot content from here? And 3, can I get a workout in if I need to? A lot of times I go to the gym every day. I'm at a studio, Mason Ave Strength Lab. Love working at the gym. That's where I do my semi-private training. I also have a membership to Lifetime. I love going to Lifetime, but I wanna know if I got a busy day and I've only got one opportunity and it's when I'm home to work out, I wanna be able to accomplish it here. So those are my 3 objectives when building this out. So $4,144. We've got the Athena, it's called Selectorized Side Mount Functional Trainer. I got this pull-up attachment. They had different ones. They had like a straight bar one. So basically, typically this is flipped the other way around. I actually put it down intentionally so that my girlfriend can reach it. And for me, it doesn't make a difference because I just can put my legs up to do whatever I need to do, right? So I put it down so it's very easy for her to grab it. But usually it's flipped up the opposite way. Also, it won't interfere with anything we're doing over here. Even if I was to do overhead pressing, I can do it in here if I need to. I'm 6'3", I have long arms for my height. And if I can overhead press in this, most of you watching this video will even be able to do it. There were some options. You could get a heavier add-on weight to this Don't waste your money. I mean, unless you're freaking, I don't know, The Rock, Dave Bautista, you gotta be ridiculously strong. If you're not like a competitive bodybuilder or a power lifter and at a high level, I don't know who needs that. I can accomplish everything I need to with the weight stack we have attached to here. The other important thing that I got to it besides this, I really do like this multifunctional grip because I can do neutral, I can do supinated, I can do everything I need to off of it. The other thing I got was this dip attachment. I don't know how often I'll be using this gym setup. I'd love to use it for content. I'd love to do some like douchey shirt off stuff for you guys over the summer for Instagram and stuff like that. I will use it if that's the case. But you know, how often is my girlfriend gonna be doing unassisted dips? She's just not quite there yet. She's an accountant. She's not a fitness influencer. So, but I hope we get to use it and I hope I get to use this gym space. But I would recommend for anybody, dip attachment, pull-up attachment. If you start with the power rack, the next things you want is a pull-up and a dip attachment. The only other really add-on I got, you can see it over here. I have a barbell and there's a little hoister for it. I'll probably end up moving this out a little bit so that I can squat, so I can keep the bar on here at the same time, but you can put this wherever you want along here. And those are the real attachments that I got for it. The thing that drew me to this piece of equipment was the cable attachments. That was the thing that said, oh my God, at $4,000, I can do basically everything here. I wanna talk about TRX. This one's really cool. This is like the tactical, the military TRX. So it's not the traditional yellow and black, obviously. I love TRXs. I think they are extremely versatile. If you have a home gym, they're gonna add variety because they're gonna allow me to walk down, do my rows. You know, if I'm more of a beginner, I can heighten this thing up even more and I can do pull-ups from it. You can do a lot of things with the TRX. You know, especially again, if you're newer to fitness and you're not yet able to do a pull-up, you can set these TRX up and sit and do from a seated position the pull-up, and then you're only using about half your body weight. It's basically your torso and your arms. There's not much of your lower body being involved in that pull-up, meaning the weight from your lower body isn't a factor when you do those pull-ups. So it's like cutting your body weight in half and basically being able to do a pull-up. I got this Kabuki strength bar. This thing I splurged on. This is, let me tell you the exact price. I believe it's $975, but it's not $975, it's $795. It's an $800 barbell. Okay, let's just be very clear. Certain things I told you kind of fall into the good enough category in here, and some things, like I said to you, like the floor matting, this is way past good enough. This barbell is good enough. However, this thing is unreal. It's unreal. If you are gonna be squatting a lot, if you're gonna be doing good mornings, if you care about this stuff, this is worth getting. But this is for serious lifters. You know, if you're kind of casually working out, this barbell works great. Unless you have some shoulder mobility issues. This is just a standard black barbell. Why I like this for shoulder mobility, the way you can set it up, you're holding here, so you don't have to get behind you here in this position. Like with the traditional barbell, you have to get behind. It can be uncomfortable for some people, depending on their shoulders. What's crazy about this is on the sides here, we can set this. This is a safety bar squat setting. I can move this to a high bar squat. I can move this to a low bar squat. I can move this all the way up here to a hinge, and I can literally change where it's set. So you can go all the way from a hinge to all the way to a goblet squat. So it changes where the weight and the load is on your back. So think about a goblet squats out here, and then you think about way back on my shoulders, it positions me differently for the movement I'm doing. So that's why I splurged on this. This is not a good enough. I didn't reach out to Kabuki. I think they probably would have sent me one if I asked, but I don't really try to do that stuff, guys. Like I try to like, occasionally somebody sends something to me and then I'm always thankful, but I try not to solicit people being like, hey, send it to me, please. Let's look at the next thing that I think is the most important. So we've got our squat rack, we've got our functional trainer, AKA the cable attachments. I think you need plates to use a rack, so let's talk about those next. We have these from Iron Bowl Strength. Why did I go with them? Because they're super affordable. They're super affordable, and they're also, just look at these things. They're all black. You can't really see the emblem. They're very endogenous. They're very cool looking. Endogenous meaning like you can't just see the label all over it. Like no, nothing against Rogue, but I don't need to see Rogue all over everything. I just wanted something that really kind of like looked generic and at the same time was super affordable. And the price on these was pretty crazy. I got the 350-pound setup, $745. If you think about the setup so far, $4,100. This will put it at $4,800 with this, $4,800 with the plates. And then with this bad boy, we're at $5,600 all in so far. But I got 350 pounds, which was a 10-pound plate, a 15-pound plate, 25-pound plate, 35 plate, and then two pairs, a pair of each of those. And then two pairs, so 4 total of the 45s. And that's what I went with. Again, if I was here every day, if I was deadlifting or things like that, I might have to pick up a couple more plates. But for my girlfriend and for me to work out when needed, I can come up with everything I need to with that setup for weight. And for most of you, that is more than enough weight. I also, off Amazon, I bought these. I bought a 2.5 and a 5-pound plate. So we've got tons of weight here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the dumbbells. We covered the power rack with all the attachments, the barbells, and the plates. These are SmartFit dumbbells. I got these for free. They sent them to me for free. They paid me money to talk about them multiple times. They did at least 4 deals with me. And for good reason, because I really believe in the product. They're incredible. 65 pounds, looks like 65 pounds. Goes all the way up to 80 pounds. You pull it down and go all the way to 25 pounds, or 5 pounds. It looks like 5 pounds. 25 pounds, looks like 25 pounds. These are $765. Okay, they're worth it. They replace an entire rack. And when you're dealing with a spot like this, I only have so much room for stuff. I definitely think these are worth buying. When it comes to my bench, which is the next thing you need, I got this from Titan Fitness. And I got it from Titan Fitness for 2 reasons. By the way, again, I can't speak highly enough about SmartFit. They're totally worth it if you're looking for adjustable dumbbell. They were the first ones to come up with this turning technology. They're incredible. This is a Titan bench. It's like $285, I believe. Yeah, $289. I love it because it's got a decent decline all the way up. I would never put it here. Probably here is as far up as I would go, maybe here. But it's got all the way from right up, all the way down to a decline. That's what I really look for in a bench. Can I get into a decline position? Can I put it where I can do overhead movements with it as well? The other thing I liked about it is there's no emblem on it. I looked at the Reps bench. Reps has like this gigantic Reps on it. I don't want that. There was, Reps was originally on this crossbar here. I took it off. Same thing with Iron Bull. Like I said, like you can't see the name. It's nothing personal. I just don't need a bunch of labels over everything I have, especially when the gym is so ultra sleek looking. It's just unnecessary. But this is why I went with Titan. It's super reliable. It goes into decline as well as being upright, and there's nothing on it. Let's go on to kind of some of the attachments that I got that are really worthwhile. Reps came with these strap handles. I bought these metal ones. You can find these on Amazon. They're a dime a dozen. They cost, virtually nothing. I'm not gonna talk in depth about them, but I got the metal ones because I'm just old school, I like them. I got this bad boy because I can do like lat prayers with them, things like that. A lot of attachments with it, pullovers. To me, it was worthwhile, and you can find these again all over Amazon. Something that stands out that is unique off Amazon though, and I do wanna specifically talk about, is this, they call this an ergonomic tricep rope with ergonomic handles. Guys, if you wanna light your triceps up, these things are incredible. They didn't give this to me for free. I bought this like for 30 bucks like everybody else. I randomly used it at a gym I visited and I was hooked in a second. The only thing is, you have to understand how to put your hands around it, but once you do, you'll never go back. This is worth every penny. For free, sent to me. Ruck sent me a weighted vest. They gave this to me. I have the 30-pound and I have the 20-pound plate for it. This is, I think, their vests right now. They're the best in the industry, and they're for a good cause. They're a really good company. They really push walking, and they really are. Their mission statement is really surrounding health. Rogue box, just totally random that I have this, guys. This is another thing that was just gifted to me. And you want something, I wouldn't do box jumps on this, but this would be great for step-ups or for just setting up for various different things. So that's why we kept it. And it looks good with the wood in the background, so why not? Form Better has a split squat. You could get an attachment for the split squat to that rack by Reps Fitness. Don't bother. Perform Better has the best PB. Perform Better has the best one because you can adjust it. So that's why it's so valuable. Regardless how tall you are, you can use this bad boy. So definitely worthwhile. Depending on how much I use the gym, I might get a better squat wedge. If I did, I would go with Rogue. Their 30 length one that is a 15 degree. So there's the degree and how tall this is. You want about a 15 degree wedge for squat racks. This I got off Amazon. It's awesome. It's perfect, good enough. It really helps me stay upright, really emphasize the quads when I'm doing squats. But I might buy the Rogue if I'm in here a lot. It's really slick, it's solid steel, it's awesome looking. Again, it's not obnoxious. I think the Rogue is actually on the side. It's actually been imprinted in, so it's pushed in, and it actually doesn't have any like lettering other than it's actually like pushed in, if that makes sense. Sean, do you understand what I'm saying? No. Yeah, there's like on the side, it's like the R is cut out and the O and the R, G and the E and the Jesus. R-O-G-U-E. I know how to spell Rogue, I promise. Last thing I'm gonna show you that I really got for this gym, last two things I'm gonna show you is this is a squat wedge. I am never gonna replace this because I have big feet and most squat wedges are not big enough that I can totally go into dorsiflexion on. Any of the ones I've seen to buy, they're simply not tall enough. So I'm gonna get this painted. Herman, who did all the work in here, is gonna paint this all black, but that's the squat wedge that I'm gonna use. I literally made that or had him make it from Home Depot. And I think that's really it, guys. All in, I think you can accomplish an in-home gym that's really sick, including like the horse stall mats and things like that, probably $6 grand. You're looking at, I mean, and that's with everything. If you don't have those funds available, start with a power rack, start with a pull-up bar, start with some sort of dip attachment. There's various different ways to do it. Make sure that you have a reliable barbell and make sure that you have reliable dumbbells. All this stuff isn't necessary. And most of this stuff, though, I would say good enough to really high end. The only thing that I think is kind of wonky is the squat wedge. If I was shooting in here all the time, I'd probably do something better than like the $60 thing that I bought off Amazon. I'd probably go with the Rogue one that costs, it's like 150 bucks. So that's it. Thank you for joining me today. And this is my in-home gym part 1. We will be doing a second part once the mirrors are up and once we finished out any of the equipment we need for it. If you like what you saw today, please hit like and subscribe. If you're not following me on Instagram, that's where the majority of my following is. We put content out there every single day, including stories. On YouTube, I'm pretty committed to putting out at least one long format a week. I think we're even gonna be putting out like 1 or 2 every single week going forward because we've had so many people start to subscribe recently. So thank you for that. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for your support. And I'm glad you're enjoying what you're seeing here. Thanks for tuning in.